Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the internet where your cesspool is my jacuzzi. We're joined again tonight by Layla from PS Creative Studios and our friend Bruce from Oregon. And we're going to talk a little bit about some of the stuff that happened yesterday. And then I don't know how much you can update us on, what happened before. But I know you said later on you'll be able to talk about that a little more. Okay, so last night, if you guys missed it, PS Creative put up some stories on Instagram, which are really funny, by the way. About a false chargeback, which was for $350. Am I remembering that right?
Correct.
Okay, and that is that went through Stripe, which I'm assuming that's how she paid you, and that goes from like Stripe to Bank of America, it said, and then they do how does that dispute work?
She is the Bank of America customer. We bank with a local bank here in town, but the dispute when this happens is the customer files a dispute and says, I didn't get my goods, services, whatever. And that's what she had stated. She did not get her files or whatever she paid for.
Correct.
Anyways, so she used a Bank of America card. Bank of America then says, okay, well, you know what? We have to protect our customers. We're just going to make sure that $350 gets taken out of the business's account. So it's already gone and we're going to give it back to you. But the business can respond. And then this will go into a review process that can take up to 40 days. And at that point, we'll decide, hey, you're all good. You know, you should keep the money because they defrauded you with the service that was advertised, et cetera. Or, hey, you know, they gave you what they said. The evidence is there. We're going to reinstate and give you back the money. Here's the thing, though. Every time you get a chargeback as a business, you get charged fees because there's processing that goes back and forth. Gotcha. And it takes humans to actually review all this stuff. So we still get hit with those fees regardless of if we get the money back or not.
That sucks, man.
And you have to spend the time providing all the evidence and sort of litigating it.
Precisely. Yeah. And so we have a running Google document that outlines step by step that we are going to once again update because we've already disputed this back with Stripe for, you know, what she had filed. But the good silver lining here is that we are an Arizona business, and in Arizona, fraudulent credit card chargebacks can be prosecuted under statutes related to credit card fraud. So
that's
that
awkward.
Money is involved, this is a whole new game. And so we now have an entirely new game plan because had she just let it go and decided to move on after we had released, hey, your audio is fine, we wouldn't even be sitting here talking about this at this point. We really wouldn't be. Yeah. But she continues to escalate, and therefore we are now left with no other choice.
There's a serious problem here with like not taking no for an answer and just continuing to try to like push it and push it and push it until, you know, she gets her way or whatever. And now for like the first time in her life over the last year or so, it's been backfiring. And so it's just kind of crazy to see it play out because I'm like, how could someone actually do this? But then I remember she got away with so much for so long because nobody really spoke out about it. So
yeah, and we're not going to fall into that. So here's the next steps of what we're doing, and I'm sure she's watching. So hello, and just giving you the heads up now as to what's going to happen. We believe in paying the people who represent us. Therefore, we are going to start a give, send, go so that we are able to pay our lawyer to fully go after this to the largest extent, which means, hey, I can handle a lot of my own legal stuff, which is typically what I do with time-wasting activities like this. However, we've now crossed over into the financial space, which no one's going to fuck with me there. So First off, our lawyer deserves to get paid. We're going to see what the community can do to help us. We've gotten thousands of DMs. I literally got a DM from somebody last night with every screenshot that they've ever posted on Twitter that involved us and also showed that they were in our studio. And one of the parts of her claim was that we expected privacy or that, you know, discretion, if you will. And I'm like, okay, yeah, we never said anything. We never wanted to be associated with this. And like, yeah, you went onto a public platform.
Right.
And clearly we're in our studio and we've got the screenshots. I'm not even on Twitter. So somebody took the time to do that for me. And if you're listening, thank you. I appreciate you. But anyways, we're getting our lawyer involved on Monday, and he will be filing everything that needs to get filed per Arizona law. After that, we are going to also be sending all of the paperwork that's been filed to Rachel Mitchell's office. We've got her direct email now from, once again, an anonymous DM, which has been very nice.
Yeah.
And we're going to get our money back, and any fees that we've had to pay for legal representation, we also intend to get back from said human as well. It never had to go there. And that's the part I want people to really understand is you paid for something, which was studio time. You used said studio time. There is proof all over your Twitter accounts that you were in our studio, you used it. We have 2 hours of audio and video files that we can show to anyone who wants to come after us that proves that you sat your ass in my studio for 2 hours. You paid for 2, you got 2. There is audio of us giving you your files on your hard drive so that you could take them home. And then when you wanted them on Dropbox, guess what? We followed back up and we gave you your files in Dropbox a couple of days later when you made us think about it.
Yeah.
There's no way we can be accused of not delivering what we said we would do. Studio time and files. That is where our responsibility ends.
Yeah. And am I correct that there's actually 3 different audio tracks? There's a room camera, there's a microphone 1 and a microphone 2, and these are all on separate audio tracks?
No, that's a little confused.
Okay.
So professional recording, you've got your cameras. You never use camera audio shit. You use professional audio.
Well, yeah, it's just a reference track, basically.
Exactly. So you then have the professional audio files. There was 2 of them. We have audio A, audio B. In her folder, which I could literally screen share to you right now, it shows video files, audio files. So if you're going based on just the audio on that video file, it's going to sound like crap. However,
yeah. I mean, I actually didn't think it was that bad. It was a little, it was a camera audio. But
we're not here to even say that was good audio.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You just need to go in, which our producer Sean had tweeted back to them, and sync the audio files to your video.
Right.
Tools do it automatically for you.
Yeah.
And then there you go. You've got crystal clear audio. I think that the issue here is that she's looking for somebody else to drag into the web. It brings more relevance back to people talking about her, which is why I will not say either of their names. Yeah. And I think that it's really the only thing she's got going for her right now is to be terrorizing a small business, but now defrauding us financially and defaming us on public platforms.
Yeah.
We have Omar, the tilted lawyer, in the chat here. Hi, Omar.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever seen any of Omar's.
Our house lawyer is here.
Yeah.
Give me all the advice, please.
Yeah. Omar had to file my counter notification to Laura's attorney when he struck my video, which she has until Tuesday to provide proof of a lawsuit, by the way. So
yeah, I was just curious about the audio because I worked in a recording studio for a long time in high school and into college, so it's kind of my background.
Do you have an album, Bruce, that I don't know about? I want to hear it. I heard you're a pretty good singer, man.
I was going to follow up the Sabrina Carpenter Short and Sweet with Tall and Bitter, but it's not quite released yet.
That's fantastic. Oh my gosh. Okay, so just out of curiosity, this chargeback, does it show the date that she filed for the chargeback? Was that after you already posted the proof of the audio that you had?
Oh yeah. Yeah, 100%.
All right, just checking. I was like, maybe it's like they didn't tell her until 2 or 3 days after, but no, she actually went. Okay. Okay.
No, but here's the thing. The only reason she got the idea to do this is because she watched Dave Neal's video that him and I did, and he mentioned it, and I was like, damn it, I know what that next play is going to be, right? He literally gave her the idea, and I'm like,
well, in my opinion, that's only your next play if you're
reading. So nobody was surprised, but like I said, we have a running evidence file here, and I've already spoke to my lawyer. Obviously, it's the weekend, so we're going to regroup on this, but I was not trying to get him involved, and now it's like, okay.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. It's really about, we're not going to let you get away with this devilish behavior. I'm not going to be a victim. I don't want anyone to consider us victims. Victims means we lost.
Sure.
We're about to crush you.
Oh, yeah. I could tell. That's the right attitude. Not a lot of people have been able to come into it like that because, some people, they got dragged through the justice system for years with her. And I know there have been other businesses that she's kind of targeted, but we haven't heard too much from them. And I mean, it must have been hard not knowing who she was in the context of all she's done back then, for Lone Cactus, or was it Lone Cactus or is it something else? Cactus.
I believe that was it.
Yeah. Okay.
And who knows? Maybe with some of these things that are going on right now, they may come back out of the woodwork, or who knows what.
Yeah. So you mentioned a Give Send Go. Is that like a GoFundMe type site, or?
It is. It is.
Okay. Well, I'm sure when you have that
a competitor.
Yeah. I mean, for all the comments about you know, how this community is a cult or like toxic or whatever. It's like you can obviously see that there's a lot of good people around who just want to help too. So it's kind of like, you know, it helps to see that a little bit, I think.
No, I mean, the people have been great. My only question is sometimes, you know, you get a DM from somebody who's got 3 followers and no profile picture. Is that actually just suspect number 1, or is that suspect number 2 pretending to, you know, bait you into something?
I mean, that's definitely a possibility. So.
I know. I'm just giving them a new idea. Great.
Oh, no, she's already done that, I promise.
I'm sure. But here's the thing. We aren't here to talk shit. We really aren't. We don't care. But you are now fucking with the livelihood and reputation of my business. Like, I have an entire team of humans that I take pride on paying to work, right? We don't need this kind of negative attention surrounding us. But, you know, it's to the point where it's like, you punched me a couple of times. Well, I'm going to fight back now.
Yeah. I don't know about you, Bruce, but I don't think Jan's candy bars are going to get Laura through this one. So.
Oh my gosh.
Wait, give me some background context on that.
Oh, when the wellness checks were called or whatever, and that body cam footage came out, because this was a while back. She had made some spicy mental health comments to kind of like try to get people to shut up.
Hinting at self-harm.
Yeah, and like the cops would go and show up and she'd be fine, but Jan would always offer them, her mom, Jan, would always offer them candy bars on the way out. Like the officers, she'd be like, here, oh wait, I have candy for you.
I have a question. Has anyone unearthed what her family really thinks about all this? Because I've got to imagine if they have careers that this is incredibly embarrassing.
Well, the mother, I was skeptical about that. First, I was like, maybe they just want to stay out of it. But then the mom in the body cam footage, you can see her actually regurgitating the kind of stuff that she's saying herself. So it's like, obviously this came from somewhere. And then the father actually put out a statement online at one point calling one of the victims anti-Semitic because he said she was a cockroach. So,
yeah. Which is funny because her lawyer called Dave Neal that, I think.
Yeah, he did.
So it's like, which is it? Is it okay? Is it not okay?
Yeah, there's been lots of little things like that going on. It's just
I'm not here to call it either, right? Like nothing positive comes of that great graciousness, but I'm always kind of curious. Like, this has been going on for quite a long time.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think we only know maybe 5% of it. So,
yeah. I mean, it predates me by a long shot.
You know, Dave Neal has been willing to talk to other family or friends that have a story that they want to tell in terms of like, well, here's why she might be right about something she's claiming, or here's why I might believe her. But nobody has come forward to give this kind of story or testimony or any support. So, that's where we are.
That's so surprising. I mean, just can't imagine why anybody wouldn't want to get involved with that.
Yeah. I've never seen anything quite like it, but I guess that's lucky for me. You know what I mean? Because I guess there are people like this out there. So,
no, definitely. And like I said, this is all just a game to get more attention. I think somebody in one of the comments on a video was like, yeah, this has been quiet since June or July, when another ruling came down, not in her favor, I believe. And then now
the middle of June.
So now this is all very relevant again.
Because they just kickstarted their appeal process for the court case.
When does all that take place?
Oh my gosh.
Right now,
well, I think at the end of the month, the respondent's side, so Clayton's side, has to file a response to the appeal. And then I think there will be a petitioner's response after that, I believe. And then the appeals court, which is a panel of judges, will take a look at it. That's my understanding. The comments section will let me know if I'm missing something. But so it's going to be, we're going to go into spring of 2025 here on this, if not summer.
Somebody asked this, and I feel like maybe you kind of explained this a little bit, but just to clarify for some people who are later coming in, did Laura actually try to resolve things directly with the studio, or did she just go straight to the AG and BVB? You tried a second time to give her the product that she paid for, right? And then she went and did that.
Yeah. First off, to back it up a bit, the JFC Instagram had posted that picture of her with our mug, and then we started getting all the DMs, and then we put out our statement, they put out their statement, and then we got a nasty email from her lawyer that was very threatening and accusing us of leaking her being there. And I said, you posted on
You did it, dude.
you posted on Twitter, here's the picture, never contact me again. Like, I think it was pretty much that simple.
Yeah.
And then we blocked both of their email addresses from that point forward.
And
so if anything else after that was said, I don't know. But then
yeah.
she'd emailed and said, will you send us the files on Dropbox? To which we were no longer communicating with either of them because we weren't trying to be complicit. And I know because there was audio of my producer who he hit it on his phone to record it so that there would be proof that you actually did receive your files. So anyways, the Better Business Bureau complaint comes in and the AG complaint come in. And then I said, okay, I'm going to send that Dropbox link. Here you go. Please, you can drop all these cases now. This is getting ridiculous. And she then mentioned how she was upset about us communicating with the JFC Instagram account. I didn't respond to any of that. I kept responding through BBB. And then through the AG, we have not heard back on the AG one. The Better Business Bureau dropped it. They're like, yep, this is bullshit. We're not going to mess around or waste your time anymore with that. I assume Arizona Attorney General will be the same. But in terms of resolution, yes, we did give her everything that she had asked for. Then the defamatory statement produced by her lawyer on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, we responded to with, here's the audio clips of the actual audio files, not the camera audio. There you go. So I don't know how much clearer it can get.
This is kind of just going back to the Stripe thing. I'm not very savvy with this kind of stuff. I've never used that. Do they give you like they give you a time frame on that? And then also, like, how common is it that you have to deal with chargebacks on something like Stripe, just for, like, I guess any business? But
so my husband owns a payment processing company similar to a Stripe, but they bill people for insurance products. And then, you know, if you don't recognize the charge, you can go online and say, hey, I don't recognize this charge. I'm going to charge it back. So his entire company has dealt with lots and lots of that. So it's common depending on what industry you're in, just based on people being like, oh, I signed up for that policy and I didn't realize that it was going to bill me, you know, once a year. And what is this, you know, $800 charge, whatever that might be. So in his industry, it happens more often. In our industry, we've never had one. I just know how these work because I'm married to someone who has to deal with that kind of stuff on the regular. However, Stripe is usually quite fair in how they review these things. So I anticipate that, yeah, we'll be fine. We're just going to end up getting dinged for the fee that occurs when somebody disputes something.
I was just curious because my folks have a business up here. I've never used anything like that myself, but they have, and I know they've had some chargebacks, and like they do therapy. So like my dad's a psychologist, my mom's a psychotherapist. So they've had people try to charge back on therapy, and I'm like, they literally went to therapy. What do you mean? Like, what do you mean they didn't get what they paid for?
No, I mean, it's crazy. Chargebacks, I think the reason they even exist is if somebody, for example, steals your credit card, goes to McDonald's and orders $500 at McDonald's, you can say, hey, I didn't do that. My card was jeopardized. I need to get this reversed. This is credit card fraud. But then there's people such as this human who are trying to take advantage of that system and defraud companies like mine and like what your parents have experienced through something that's not what it's intended for.
Yeah, I feel like there's these little things like that I've like never heard of it before, and then something like this happens, and I'm just like, oh my god, people are that terrible. Like, oh my god. So it's just
to me, I'm like, you have so much time on your hands, right? Like, did you really think that through? That there's repercussions, especially in this state. Not every state can you get thrown in jail for financially defrauding a business through a chargeback. Fortunately, we live in one where you could. Granted, if it's the first time she's done this, then, you know, I'm doubting anything would be that severe, but we don't know, right? There could be a long history of her doing stuff like this. And all they have to do is look into it. And there's some serious trouble that could be on her doorstep from taking advantage of businesses.
Yeah. Well, she is being investigated by the county attorney in Maricopa County. So
once our paperwork has been filed, she'll be receiving a copy of all of that as well.
I mean, all of these incidences can be accumulated by them for analysis. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it has to be, right? The entire point of the district attorney, county attorney, whatever the technical title is to protect the constituents of which they represent.
Yeah. Right.
And so this is a very clear case with very clear documentation of this person has vengeance and they're coming after us based on that, not because we actually had any wrongdoing in providing a service and then providing the product of that service.
Lisa B says Layla is queen shit right now. I know that's a compliment, but it just sounds terrible. I feel bad she has to deal with this. Thanks, Lauren, for covering. Thank you, Lisa. And Bust Your Crime, thank you for the 5. Every day we can poke the DG bear without threat of a new lawsuit is a good day. Hey, never count this day out. It's not over yet, and he has time, apparently. So.
Oh, yeah, I don't think that's going to happen, but we'll wait for your Tuesday video.
Oh, yeah. And then you on, early next week, sometime whenever you have an update, feel free to come back on and share with us. So.
Yeah, what's frustrating is I'm freaking traveling for work all of next week. So like this is delightful timing. But either way, I mean, we're not giving up and we're not backing down. So that's why I wanted to hop on here tonight before I go to a Christmas event to tell you that we are, we're not going to be victims of this person's ill intentions. I'm
glad to hear that. I'm sure everyone else is too. And I hope you don't think about this at all during your Christmas party. I know that's probably, or your Christmas trip or whatever it is you said you were doing.
I have an event tonight.
An event. Okay.
It'll be fun. Yeah.
I hope you don't think about it at all when you're doing that. I know it's stressful though. It's got to be,
Well, once we get all of our paperwork put together, I'll make sure that you guys get a copy of how that all plays out. Happy to hop on once we've gotten some filings for being financially defrauded. So if you're watching, that is what you are now accused of. If you would like to contact your bank and put a stop to the chargeback, then we will happily not take this any further. So since I know you're watching, that is a direct message to said human. I am more than happy to drop all of this, but ball is in your court and you got to move pretty quick. And by pretty quick, I mean by tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, I can appreciate that you've obviously handled this professionally and that attitude is more than generous towards her. So,
Oh, and we would also, while I'm here, we want an apology publicly from both of you on Twitter saying that you made a mistake. You didn't know how to edit or whatever may be, but the audio is actually perfectly fine.
Yeah,
also, for the lawyers out there, my last question for anyone listening who's got that legal background, and I'll ask my lawyer too, because they've now charged this back and there's no contract saying that, hey, this is your intellectual property or this is our intellectual property because it was a walk-in booking. If we wanted to release all of that content, what does that look like? And I believe me, up until this point, I have had no desire to do such a thing. However, curiosity. So if somebody wants to send us a DM and let me know.
Oh, yeah. Well, we can ask Omar offline over email. That's usually better for talking to him. But
I'm sure, there's like a lot of people who watch here, like paralegals.
My understanding is that you probably want to sit on that until the dispute with the 100%. Credit card and bank is over. But the answer may depend on that. My intuition is the answer may depend on that.
I think so as well. Once all these things are cleared up, that would be the only time of, all right, what is the realm here? And like I said, this is not a threat of, hey, I'm looking to do that. I'm just simply curious at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Omar actually says bad idea.
Okay.
That's kind of what I expected it to be. So
I would just hold tight on that one.
Mrs. V, thank you for the $5. Thank you for fighting the good fight. We appreciate it. Thank you. Omar is I mean, I kind of figured that was going to be the answer to that, which is not what I wanted to hear, but
I haven't even watched it. Like, I have no idea what they've talked about, like, period, point blank, because I don't have 2 hours to spend doing something that's useful.
Oh, yeah.
Unless it's a subject of litigation. Yeah. Okay, good to know.
Yeah, so if this material becomes an exhibit in a public court case, then it's public material at that point,
Yeah.
Boy, well, I appreciate you guys so much. And like I said, I'm going to get that Give, Send, Go link because we do believe in paying our legal team to do the right things here.
Yes.
And anybody who is willing to give a couple of bucks to help us do that, greatly appreciate it. Everybody who sent me DMs and been like, you should get your lawyer involved. I'm like, I don't want to spend $500 an hour on her.
Yeah,
so.
right. But, well, I'm sure everybody will be happy to contribute to that. So
fighting for justice over here.
Yeah.
Release the files. Oh my God, these comments are hilarious.
No,
Yeah.
you have the lawyer saying, no, don't do
mean-
that. And everybody else is like, burn it down.
Oh boy.
That's
Yeah.
kind of the response we
Audience
expect.
can be entertaining. But yeah, give, send, go. I mean, that's how we were able to hire a forensic investigator to go over a laptop that contained text messages to get more evidence regarding prior cases.
That's amazing. Okay, that's awesome. That's really awesome. I know this community is strong, and we know everybody's got our back. So it's time to go. But like I said, if you're watching, this can all stop. You have until Monday to stop it and make sure that we get our money back, as well as the fees that will be charged for said chargeback.
Yeah.
And then consider it done. But you also need to drop your Arizona Attorney General lawsuit and put out a public statement on X, Twitter that, oops, my bad, I didn't know how to edit it, but everything's good.
It's incredible that they haven't deleted that yet. I'm just like, what are you doing, man?
Yeah, you know, they talk a lot about how they want to move on with everything from this case, but like at some point, you know, you just got to take the L, pay the bill, and then you can walk away from it. And they don't seem to want to actually do that when they have the chance. So
well, we know that they don't want to, because this is making her relevant again.
Yeah, but kudos to you for giving them the chance to
happy to
pay it back until Monday.
Doing things justly and rightly. I mean, she's got my direct email. She can be like, you know what? I totally took a misstep here. That was a really bad move. Let me remedy this before it gets nastier. Because I mean, obviously we know that there's not a financial gain to be had here. This is really just about protection and justice.
Right. Well, Cat Lady Ballerina says, darn it, Omar usually supports our hijinks and shenanigans. Thank you for the 5, by the way. But yeah, Omar's a practical guy. He can't always support everything we want to do.
We'll have enough shenanigans at the Christmas party.
Oh my God, yeah. Okay.
Well, guys, I hope you all have a wonderful weekend, and we'll be back in touch. I'll keep you posted as to what happens tomorrow. Absolutely. And then hopefully I have nothing exciting to report.
Yeah. I hope so, for your sake. And as soon as you get that link ready, I'm sure I will, and Dave will plug it, you know,
awesome,
to get some help. So
appreciate you guys.
All right. Yeah. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it.
Bye, guys.
Right, bye. Bruce, we should have a Christmas party on this stream.
Ooh.
Not tonight, but like,
put on my antlers.
Yeah. Speaking of, my parents are just down a couple houses down here because they're having a neighborhood party at my brother's wife's parents' house. So I should probably go in a few minutes. But Cat Lady Ballerina, thank you for the 2. Wait, Colts have a Christmas party.
I thought you were inviting me to a party with your parents, and I'm
yeah,
like,
you can come, dude.
Exciting.
I mean, you can come, but it's gonna be a little tight on time by the time you get here. So,
very cool.
But yeah, it's I don't know. They've been going since like 7 p.m. So, yeah, there's my brother and his kids, I think, are over there too. His wife and his kids. So I should probably go stop in and say hi a little bit. Did somebody say wuv love? No one said wuv love this time. Okay, you're making it up.
Well, you just did now. Oh,
yeah,
see, that's the trap.
Might
We
be.
put it in the comments and then we say it, and then we're like, oh,
right,
trouble.
Hey Rob, how you doing, Rob? I'm sure Rachel Measures' investigation team has to look into this as her modus operandi. Man, I don't even know what's going on with them. You know, it's been a long time, so I'm just kind of like, all right, it happens when it happens. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, these kind of things can take time to dot all the I's and cross all the T's.
Yeah. And then when all of it's said and done, Bruce will drive his van out and we'll have a giant van party in the courthouse parking lot.
Oh, geez.
No, please no.
I mean, you know,
it was so hot out there. Please no.
We could have some cold brew and a scone. I don't know if I'd call that a party, but
Sarah, you can come. You're invited.
You know. Oh yeah.
Where's Steph, dude?
She said she was reading the chat but couldn't turn the thing on because the audio on because of something. So
well, then she can just
everybody's here.
You can just do that bad NFL lip reading, but like with this stream.
They're all here for the update. How are you doing, Lauren?
Me, I'm still getting over that cold, but I'm pretty good. Mm-hmm. I slept most of today, actually. Well, not most of today, but most of the afternoon, I guess. And then I have some work I have to catch up on tomorrow, some school stuff I have to do. So I've just been very busy.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm so tired. Honestly, this stuff, like, as lively as I am when I'm talking about all this like injustice and like how much I like hate it and all this stuff,
yeah.
I'm just kind of like behind the scenes. I'm just like, oh my god, another thing. Like, please stop. Like, please stop. I just want to play Fortnite and like eat some crackers and go to bed. Like, I'm tired.
Oh yeah, I mean, I can remember, when I was working on complex projects at work and there were a
Yeah.
lot of stressful situations or
Uh-huh.
conflicts or things like that. It just made it, you would do your job and normally you would do your job and you're fine. But then when it gets stressful, you do your job and then you're exhausted because it adds this layer of mental exhaustion on top of everything.
Absolutely, yeah. And it's like you don't really expect it to be that bad, but then it is that bad. Sabine Simone says Quiplash. Okay, so you know what I'm gonna do actually is when I do my Christmas stream, which won't be on actual Christmas. I mean, I might stream on Christmas, but when I do the actual like Christmas party stream or whatever, we'll do Quiplash, and then whoever wins Quiplash, I'll give them my email, and you can pick out something for free from my merch store, and I'll send it to you.
Ooh.
So we'll have like prizes and stuff like that. It'll be cool. Oh, she's so happy now. Yeah, we haven't done that in a while. I'm sorry, guys. It's just
Do you have a
there's been
t-shirt?
so much
Do you
going
have a
on.
t-shirt that says like, if I was a furry, I would be a love?
No, but I would make one if
That could be a good
Michelle wins.
t-shirt.
If Michelle wins one of the games, I'll make one.
Ooh.
Yeah. All right, guys. I'm gonna take off because I gotta walk a couple, houses down and go check in on that party and pretend that I want to be social for a minute. I really don't. I really don't. This is about all I have the capacity for right now, but I'm gonna put my best face on, and I might even put on closed-toed shoes. So we'll see.
There you go. Have a
All right,
cocktail for
guys.
me.
Oh, Grandma Linda. Hey, what's up? All right. Bye, guys. I will talk to you tomorrow. Okay. Yeah, I'll be streaming tomorrow night. I forgot to say that. Okay. Bye. Bye.